Hi, this is Alan Shea with Our Society, coming from Anaheim, California, with a full house of folks here at the WonderCom here in Anaheim. And behind me we have all of the superheroes. Starting from my right, we have
Rogue,
Gambit,
Superman,
Super Youth.
Super Youth. Oh, okay, that's a new one for us here. So we're going to let each one of the superheroes give you, the viewers, a chance to see how their superpowers work and which particular character, cartoon, show that you are associated with, for those of us who are not true comic strips superheroes. So let's start with you.
I'm Rogue. I'm from the X-Men, and the version of my costume I'm wearing is from the 90s comic book. It's kind of tedious here at WonderCon to keep away from touching people because there's so many people, and I'm afraid I'll absorb their powers or, have people freak out or injure people, especially Gambit. That's pretty much.
Like a demonstration. Right. So if you could, do you have any of your secret powers that you can show the viewers how it worked back in the 90s?
Well, I can.
She could fly.
I could fly, but the ceiling, I don't think it'd be pretty, or super strength. But I don't want to hurt Gambit once again, so for the sake of the well-being of those around me, probably should.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. So we're going to move to X-Men.
Yep.
X-Men. Tell us how your character was developed from your knowledge, and what are some of your secret powers, and what is your objective in your character before the viewers who aren't familiar with X-Men.
Yeah, right. Real name's Remy LeBeau, but I go by Gambit in X-Men. At first, you charge the cards, right? And then my powers, kinetic energy, charging things, blowing things up.
Wow. And so can you share with the viewers around what time you came about the X-Men series? Because some of us didn't grow up with X-Men, so it was after our time. So can you share that with the viewers? So
Same as her, around in the 80s, 90s.
Okay, so this would be a character from the 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good to know, because I think the next gentleman to my left is going to be way before your time, and he's going to have to give us a lot of info to help the viewers of how important this gentleman is. So let's see what he can share with us. So can you share with us some of the information as to your character, how you came about, what your purpose is as a superhero?
I am Superman from DC Comics. That stands for Detective Comics. So I suppose it's repetitive to say DC Comics because you're saying Detective Comics. Anyways, I believe the first issue of Superman was 1939. Some of my powers include super strength, super speed, heat vision, freezing breath. I think the freezing breath was added later. And overall, good attitude.
Good attitude. Wow. So what is Superman's real commitment to Earth? Did he have one?
Well, my home planet was actually destroyed when I was just a baby, my home planet being Krypton. I flew to Earth in a Kryptonian rocket ship built by my father. He was a top scientist on Krypton. His name was Jor-El. My Kryptonian name is Kal-El, but here on Earth they call me Clark. That's the name given to me by my Earth parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent.
So can you share with the viewers some of your historic impact with the younger superheroes, because they came around in about the 80s and 90s, and you said that your superhero was actually created around the 1930s. So it sounds as though Superman may be the grandfather of the superheroes here. So can you share with the viewers some of the information of how the Superman character came into existence on television, and anything about him as a television personality?
I believe in the 90s, Superman was portrayed by Dean Cain in the series Lois and Clark. In the 70s, he was portrayed by Christopher Reeves as Superman in Superman 1 through, I think, 5 they had. And he's been a very iconic hero throughout, since the late 30s, early 40s until now. He's been a crowd favorite, and we're looking forward to a Justice League movie coming up in the near future with Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman to start us off. I don't know if you saw Man of Steel. Did you see that?
I actually saw it last night for 2 hours, so to get my homework in.
Right. I enjoyed seeing my own movie as well.
Wow.
I really appreciate. See, I don't look that good actually. There's a lot of behind the scenes that make me look really fantastic.
Well, you actually look pretty good in person compared to all of the makeup last night. So.
Thank you.
So can you share with the viewers who are watching and trying to put a handle on Superman and who actually started the ball rolling to get the Superman status for the followers, the subsequent characters to come along? Do you know who originated that and where he came from or anything to add to our viewers' understanding of how important this event is? Because I think he probably contributed a lot to what opened the doors for the superheroes to follow.
I don't know the answer to that.
All right, well, that's going to let us lead into our next superhero character. So if you may, why don't you kind of share with the viewers, okay, your name?
My real name is Kyle Sanford, but my character is Super Youth, aka Kyle Kent. I'm the son of Superman right here, and we pretty much have the same powers, but I help out the youth, and the problems that they have, I fix them, I help them out with that, and yeah, I try to make the world, especially the teenagers, have a better environment.
Okay, so can you share with some of the viewers what would validate that you actually are part of Superman? Well, why don't you show the viewers so they can acknowledge? Ah, wow. So why don't you pull it all the way out and share with the viewers as we continue the interview, because they may be able to feed and help you, and you can help them as a young superhero coming up. So why don't you share with the viewers here, since you are coming out of Pasadena and you're a young student, can you share with them your age?
I'm 16, but my character is 13, and sorry, this is kind of hard. And yeah, his character is younger than I really am, and he helps out like the teenagers around, especially the ones around like 13.
So why don't you share with the viewers and your superhero father here to you, where did what was the original Superman's name that played the original character?
George Reeves.
And can you share with the viewers where George Reeves was from?
Kansas. He was from Kansas. He was actually born in Iowa.
Iowa. And so can you share with the viewers what brought you down here today to share with the rest of your fellow superheroes about some of your history about Superman?
Well, last night I looked up some stuff about George Reeves and Christopher Reeves, and I wanted to come over here and learn, since it's about comic books, I wanted to learn, see a little bit more, like people in superhero costumes, and this interests me after reading about how George Reeves, like his history, and how he's best known for playing Superman in the 1930s, and yeah.
So can you share with the viewers, and this will be passed on for the rest of the superheroes to pass it on for their future reference. Where did he graduate from?
He graduated from Pasadena Junior College.
And what year was it?
1945.
Correct. And how long did he play the Superman character on television?
For about from 1951 to 1958.
Correct. And so was he the first super character on television?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say that your father set the bar for the fellow superheroes to participate in this super event we have today?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you say about Pasadena then, as far as what it has done for you and finding out your bloodline?
Well, yeah, I found out It helped me a lot. I was shocked to find out the original Superman lived in Pasadena, and he's actually buried in Pasadena. That's where his body rests. And I was shocked to know how much he was involved with Pasadena and how much I am.
And can you share with them what high school that he graduated from?
I always forget this one.
Well, I'll help him so that he can continue as the superheroes pass this on to young people to see how important it starts, not just what we're seeing today, but from the very youth. And that's why we wanted to inject a super youth character in the portrayal. Superman actually went to Polytech Elementary and High School, and he then transferred his senior year to Pasadena City College because at that time the universities didn't have a drama or acting course. So Pasadena City College, as a junior college, was one of the few in the state that had one. And of course, since he was here in Pasadena, he wanted to seize that opportunity to foster his possibilities. And lo and behold, in 1951, he got that break, which, just so you superheroes would know, television, do you know when television came about? What year it actually, for the three major channels, came about? It was NBC, CBS, and ABC. So just to let you know, 1948. So just less than 4 years after all three networks had established themselves, here comes a huge superhero character named Superman. So I'd like to shake your hand for the road you've paved, and I'd like to shake your hands for the future growth. And I've seen some of your episodes. You're an incredible man, and if I can get some of some of your powers, I'd be a happy guy.
Right.
But I'm happy to have all of you superheroes here, and we're glad that you gave us some of your time to share and break with our viewers as to the history of being great superheroes, and hopefully, we'll have some added value in the future when we look down the road. Okay? So this is Alan Shea from Our Society. We're going to continue to move forward in the WonderCom convention here in Anaheim. Thank you. The whole family of the original superheroes. And the reason why we say this, to our far right, we have the one and only Superman, Batman, Batwoman, or Batgirl, all right, Batgirl, and now Super Youth. So from right to left, we're going to let them introduce themselves and their names and tell the viewers where they derive, how far you came to attend this conference today. So why don't you share with the viewers?
Well, I'm dressed as Superman or Clark Kent or Kal-El, but my name is Casey, and I'm from Portland, Oregon.
And what about you?
I'm dressed as Batman or Bruce Wayne, and I came from Riverside, California.
I'm dressed as Barbara Gordon or Batgirl, and I'm also from Riverside, and my real name's Julia.
I'm dressed as Super Youth. My name is Kyle Sanford. My character is Kyle Kent, and I came from Pasadena.
So we have all of these great superheroes here with us today, and I would just like to first and foremost say I love Batman and Batgirl back. Are you ready for this? Do you remember when they came out?
Not the year, no.
I knew we would catch him there. Okay.
Before my time.
Well, let's see if Batman has the authority in the history of Batman. How about that?
What's today's year minus 75?
He said minus 75. So you're pretty close though. Do you remember?
It's the 75th anniversary.
Oh, did you hear what he said? Batman said it's the 75th anniversary of Batman. So if you take 75 from 14, that's going to put you at about 56 years, or they're about 50, somewhere in there. Who's the math? Okay. So it would look, it sound like 40. Okay. So it appears 39, 40. So based on that number, you guys are pretty close in age then. Would you share the audience again when your creation was established?
1939.
And yours would probably be?
1940.
1940. So these two superheroes are the original superheroes who established what we are here today celebrating, which is the comic of all comics, these two gentlemen here, Superman and Batman, and then we brought in the next generation, which is Batgirl, and now Super Youth. Well, I think between this family here, we have a lot of great history. Now, before I let Batman and Batgirl go, I've got to give them a quick $1 million question. $1 million question, see if they can answer this. Where was the original Batman mansion filmed at?
The Batman Mansion?
Yes, in the series, in the television series.
I am not sure.
California.
Well, he's pretty close, and the reason why this is so important, because we are actually taping this live here in Anaheim for the residents of Pasadena, because the two of you have something in common. The original Batman series was actually shot in Pasadena. In fact, if you remember, the Batcave went around a hill. Yes. That was along the San Rafael Hills near the 134 freeway now. And when he would look over Gotham City, he was looking at Pasadena City. That was the backdrop.
So he's protecting Pasadena.
He's protecting Pasadena. There you go. So I really appreciate that the two of you stopped by to help us to carve in a historical understanding of how Pasadena played a role in developing the superheroes that we have today. So I really appreciate it. And if I may, if you guys have any comments that you'd like to share with youth about how the superheroes played a role in your development as young people and then becoming such superheroes, would you like to share that with the viewers?
Well, I always loved superhero stories. It showed good morality, and it led me to be a better person, really.
And what about you, Batman? Batman, you know you have a high standard, so you know you've left a great legacy. I mean, between you and Superman, I don't think anybody else can compare. I mean, so you got to really lay into your viewers, what has the superhero status done for you in the past, and now for you to be here today to celebrate with the viewers?
Being a superhero is something that I could look up towards and hope.
Wow, you could not beat that in hope. Well, I appreciate that you've given us that comment. We've had strong words said by Superman already, so we appreciate it. So we're going to sign off so we can let Superman, Batman, Batgirl, and Super Youth go out here and mingle with some of the other super comics that we have here. This is Alan Shea signing off from Our Society. We're back, and we're here with some other superheroes, and we want to start to my far left with another one of our greats, Superman. And why don't you share with the viewers where you derive from to be at this event today and your name?
Well, Superman comes from the planet Krypton. I'm Matt Hillier, coming in all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Happened to be in town to spend Easter with my little nephews down in Oceanside, and I've done a couple of the comic conventions out south and heard the WonderCon had a really good reputation, so wanted to come check it out.
Okay, so can you share with some of the viewers what is your knowledge about the Superman character and what inspired you to represent Superman today at the convention?
Well, Superman represents truth, justice, and the American way. He was someone who really helped buoy the spirit in America during the Depression and during the wars. And I think that's a good example for kids of all ages today. It's so fun to see the little ones coming around and approaching Superman, asking for their picture with him, and hopefully helping them feel that spirit too.
Okay, very good. Can you share with the viewers what is your knowledge about how the Superman character came into existence and who was the original Superman and any of his history?
Oh gosh, Superman has an extensive history. I mean, he started in the comic books. We had the old black and white TV series. I mean, he even made an appearance on the I Love Lucy show. And you know, it's just been a character that's held with our country through the ages and the world. You know, we've since had the Christopher Reeves movies, and then the recent reboots of the character. The comic books have continued in publication to this day. Many cartoon spin-offs. I mean, it just never stops.
Wow. Well, what we'd like to do is share with some of the viewers with this particular Superman that the original character who started as Superman was George Reeves. And he was from Pasadena, California. And he was actually a graduate of PCC, Pasadena City College, and a graduate of Polytechnic in Pasadena. So that's why we're here today, to raise the awareness of where the original grandfather of all of this today was from, which is your character, and that's why we pay homage to make sure that all of the Supermans that we can find are part of this history that we're trying to capture for Pasadena.
Well, he's certainly a good representative of your community. Pasadena is a great place, and I've enjoyed the times I've had to visit there for vacations as well as work trips.
Well, we appreciate it, and so we'd like to introduce you, if this gentleman can slide over and introduce yourself to him.
I'm Kyle Sanford. I'm from downtown Los Angeles. I play Super Youth, aka Kyle Kent, the son of Superman, and my real name is Kyle Sanford.
And can you share with the viewers how you are connected to this man? Show them that you're the real deal.
So like as I said, I'm the offspring of Superman in the TV show.
So as you can see, you have passed on to the next generation, and as we continue to foster youth to embrace what today's evolution brings, we'll hopefully keep them in line. So we're going to bring some more of our characters over so they can join us. Why don't you come on in? And why don't you share with the viewers your name?
Mike Thomas.
And what is your character?
Typical stealth ninja assassin.
Okay, and a ninja was one of the up and popular characters of what particular decade?
Feudal era.
The what?
Feudal era.
Feudal eras. And when did we become aware of them as far as television and here in America?
Probably like in the mid-century.
Okay. Okay. And what about you? What's your name?
My name is Javon.
Javon. And you're also?
Feudal assassin ninja.
Okay. And when did the ninja characters become part of the America pop culture on television?
I think it really started in the 1970s when martial arts movies really started to take place.
He's absolutely right. And that's why it's really incredible that you gentlemen now at the next cycle of the evolution of the comics, because of course Bruce Lee opened the doorways for the ninjas to be part of the evolution of the comics and the superheroes, and we're glad that you can share some time with us to show the viewers how important your characters play. Absolutely. So where did you guys come from to be here today? How far away?
We actually come from parts unknown.
Parts unknown. Wow, parts unknown. What about you?
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown, all right. Well, with that being the case, we're gonna have to look on our map to find out where parts unknown is, because it's new to me. But we appreciate you, and we thank them for the time. So this is Alan Shea from our society.
You're too dressed. Really? I thought I looked pretty good. Come in. Alright.
Are you ready?
Think so.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.